Hello everybody, the Nameless Narcissist here once again. Simple man diagnosed with NPD, giving you the facts of narcissistic personality disorder and things that go on in my head. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Why am I so hyper? But keep in mind, I'm no clinician, so I can only speak to my own experiences and the studies that I read. So, masking. Ooh, scary. Obviously, masking is a huge part of being a narcissist, right? And I always describe it as people with people who are, let's say, autistic or have ADHD or borderline. They mask their symptoms, right? They're trying to hide from people that they're not normal. They're trying to hide from people the fact that, like, they struggle to function. Yeah, to some degree, I'm sure they worry about judgment, right? But they're like trying to accommodate for their behaviors, trying to make sure it doesn't affect anybody else. With narcissism, it's hella different. With narcissism, it's not that we're hiding our symptoms, though masking in terms of hiding our symptoms does happen. It's that we're hiding everything about ourselves. One of our symptoms is masking. Sucks. We have to mask that we mask right now. Actually, that's kind of true. Fuck. Anyways. But one of the symptoms is masking. Not official symptoms, but something very associated with it. Because we're not trying to hide our symptoms, we're trying to hide ourselves. The whole thing about narcissism is we're trying to hide ourselves from criticism, from people not liking us, from people not thinking we're confident, from whatever negative attribute you can think of, and present to them in a way that is worthy of affirmation, of validation. It's because I get some people on my TikTok especially who are like, no, I think you're misdiagnosed, I think you're autistic. And I'm like, no. And they're like, masking is part of that. And I'm like, yeah, I know, it's not the same thing. It's just so distinct. Especially, I don't get how people confuse this with autism, like when I talk about things, because I'm like very socially adept and capable of like charming people, manipulation. Autistic people have to like train themselves to be able to like react to social situations in a way that is appropriate. I'm not saying all autistic people. I've heard that's a common theme. Hell, I know a person who's there's a person who's autistic at a gas station I go to frequently, and I'll go up to her and be like, "How you doing?" And she'll be like, "Hello." I'm not trying to make fun of autistic people, by the way. It's just that was because they have those automatic responses that they train themselves to do, and that's their masking, right? And when I go up to her and say that, her automatic response is to say hello because she trained herself to do that to some degree, or at least that's what has been indicated to me. I'm not making assumptions about this. I've talked to her coworkers and stuff, because I go to that gas station way too often. But again, with narcissists, it's nothing like that. Yes, I rehearse conversations in my head, but it's not like I am not incapable, but like that I struggle having impromptu conversations. It's more of, if I was in an argument, this is what I say. If I encounter this person, and I need to self-aggrandize, this is what I'll say. It's a constant stream of perfecting it's not adapting, it's perfecting my conversations, making sure that I can get across everything I need and also manipulate them sometimes, not always. Fuck it. Yeah, I still manipulate people sometimes. I try not to very hard. I'm trying to be way more honest because I feel like I present myself as way more healthy than is valid. But yeah, I still manipulate people sometimes. It's a natural response sometimes, and sometimes I just don't care. I'm making active efforts not to. I don't manipulate any of you guys really. The only do I do manipulation? I don't think so. I can't really manipulate any of you guys. I mean, you guys I don't really gain anything from it. Anyways, but yeah, I still do manipulate people. I mean, hell, you could argue that my masking is a manipulation. And also my masking is it's like this constant, it feels like just a constant performance. It feels like I'm always calculating facial expressions, body movements. My hand motions are a little bit more natural, or at least I've gotten used to them. Calculating how something will be received. I test things out on somebody, and then if it goes, then I can judge from there, depending on if it goes good or bad, what to do after that. If it goes bad, sometimes I kind of panic and I kind of keep doing bad things, which fucking sucks. It humiliates me. But it is this constant performance. I don't understand what it's like to just have a conversation with somebody and it just come naturally. Why would you even talk if you're not intending to not self-aggrandize, but like charm the person, make them like you? I can't even understand it. What would you even say? I guess I have fun conversations about philosophy sometimes. No, because I'm still trying to impress people when I do that. But I guess that doesn't have to be the only motivation, right? I guess here, yeah, because I am trying to make you guys like me. I shouldn't deny that. I'm not going to deny that. But there is a purpose aside from, I do want to educate people. I do want to share some of my knowledge I've accumulated over the years. But there's also, that is also a factor. And honestly, anybody who says it's bad that is a factor, it has a good effect, and that's not my own intentions, is all I'll say. Interestingly enough, I actually have a friend who has borderline personality disorder. And I didn't even notice it for a long time. She has a very unique presentation. And she was like, yeah, I'm really good at masking. And I started talking to her about it, and I was like, maybe she's just a narcissist. And I had her take the pathological narcissism inventory, which is a great test for getting some hints if you're a narcissist or not. It's actually empirically validated. And she scored high on quite a few of them. But the one that stuck out to me was her contingent self-esteem was super low. And I was like, okay, there's no way you're a narcissist. There's no way you can be a narcissist and not need people like you, or not have your self-esteem based on something. So I started talking to her about it more, and like I ended up like showing her like some like borderline stuff, and she was like, oh my god, I relate to this so much. I was like, okay, so you're borderline. But it bothered me for a while, because she said the same thing I did, especially when I was younger, of I've been acting for so long, I don't remember who I am. But I feel like borderlines will do this thing a lot, and I'm not calling any borderlines out, and a lot of you probably haven't done this, but they have their lack of identity, right? And when they're in a relationship for a long time, they will blame that lack of identity on that person. It's like, I don't know who I am anymore because that relationship is gone. Which is because they do rely on people like that for identity. Yes, after that they do feel like that, but that's not the cause, and a lot of them miss that. My borderline did, fuck. But I think she was kind of misconstruing what the cause was. The cause wasn't the masking. For me, the cause was the masking, to some degree at least. I feel like I had a pretty stable sense of self for a while when I was younger. I don't remember though. It's interesting how this difference manifests, because it's both masking, right? But it's so different. Just like with autism, it's like she is internalizing, and like she'll be in a social situation and she'll like kind of retreat into herself. Like she is internalizing everything. She's hiding everything. And with me, my masking isn't so much internalizing everything, it's projecting a bunch of shit out to hide the stuff that's beneath that, which I think is super interesting. And I wish I could describe this. Like, if you guys know about positive symptoms of schizophrenia and negative symptoms, positive symptoms are like things that are added to your pathology, like delusions or hallucinations, stuff like that. Well, negative symptoms are like flat affect, not showing emotion, not having appropriate responses, stuff like that, like things that you would expect in a normal person, but you're lacking. I kind of view it the same way. Like if I could describe positive and negative masking in a similar way to how schizophrenia is, I would say that she has negative masking, I have positive masking. I'm adding shit to myself to mask. She's internalizing it. She's shutting stuff down. Does that make any sense? Like, I thought about this and I was like, this is so profound. And I realized I have no words to describe it, which is a huge issue for me, given like I'll have this realization and I just can't find the words for it because my fucking insight's so terrible, and also other people don't have words for it, so it's weird. But yeah, that's just kind of how I view it. It's just that, like, you don't mask. Narcissists are the only people that mask as a part of the pathology, that false self stuff. That's the And while other people are like, I want to hide who I am, I want to hide my issues, and we do too, but our strategy is so much different. And we're better at it. Okay, I'm joking, but also not. You know what I mean? Okay, like, I don't know, take somebody else who's masking, right? They're trying to hide their symptoms, but like, if you met somebody who had like ADHD, for me, it's super easy to tell who has ADHD. If you guys saw my interview with Borderline Notes, oh, she had ADHD out of the ass. I could tell immediately. With a narcissist, though, you're not going to see their insecurities for a while. It's hella easier for us, I think. And that's what makes it part of the pathology. We've been practicing it for so long. To some degree, we have perfected it, except if we're around somebody for too long and then we can't handle our emotional dysregulation anymore. That is a symptom that we're hiding right there. Emotional dysregulation. We need to look like we're always in control all the time. I kind of wonder what it would be like if I couldn't mask. Because again, I feel like I just like test but in a really good way. I feel like I would just sit there like just not saying anything, just kind of nodding along. If I wasn't motivated by this desperate need to be liked and self-aggrandize. I wonder what that person would look like. Who knows? Anyways, not much more to say about that. I think I got all my thoughts out. Anyways, y'all have a good day. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that bullshit. Take your fucking meds, please.